I quit the rat race at age 60, and I'm 63 now, and when I look back, I thought the hardest part would be the money, or maybe the boredom, or even a little bit of fear. I thought I'd be staring at the ceiling wondering what I was supposed to do with myself. But the real surprise was realizing how wrong almost everything I'd been taught about retirement actually was. You don't understand how trapped you are until you finally step off the hamster wheel. Today, I'm going to share 4 things that nobody will tell you about retirement before you do it. And I'm going to give you 1 bonus truth that might change how you see your entire life. Welcome to the UnRetired, where you're not done, but you're finally doing what you want. Whether you're building your plan or you're already living it, this is your guide to rethinking, reshaping, and reimagining the next chapter of your life. Not by chance, but by choice. So if you like calm, practical, and real-life retirement conversations like this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And a quick disclaimer, this video is for education and general information only. It's not financial advice. Remember, everybody's situation is completely different, so you should run your own numbers and talk to a qualified financial planner if you can. All right, let's get into this. For most of my life, I believed the story we're all sold. Work hard, stay busy, keep pushing forward because stopping is dangerous. If you stop, you'll shrink, you'll lose your purpose, you'll fall apart, and maybe you've heard some version of that too. This idea that the rat race is what keeps you sharp, what keeps you alive, and what keeps you relevant. But somewhere along the way, the rat race stops feeling temporary. It stops feeling like a season, and it starts feeling kind of permanent. And that's what you do for 40 years. Like, this is just your life now. Meetings, deadlines, stress, email, and the low-grade background hum of pressure that never really turns off. And you know what? It just never stops. Days go by, weeks go by, months go by, and years go by, and before you know it, 45 years went by. But here's the truth. You don't see how normal it's become until all of it's gone. It literally finishes, and then it's really gone. So here are the 4 surprises. And remember, I'm gonna give you a bonus too, so stay tuned, that nobody really tells you about before retirement. And as you listen to this, I want you to notice something. This isn't a money video. This is a getting your life back video, because retirement isn't mainly about finances. It's about time, nervous system recovery, and your identity. Again, way too much in the retirement space is focused on the number. Everybody's got a number in their head and they think about that. There's so much more to retirement than that. Okay, let's get into the surprises. The first surprise is this. I didn't miss what I thought I'd miss. People love to warn you. They'll tell you that you're gonna miss the structure, you're gonna miss the routine, you're gonna miss the sense of purpose, all those things. You're gonna miss the people is probably the biggest one. And it's true, you do miss about some of those things, but it's not as acute or significant as you think. People, they talk about retirement like it's an emotional cliff that you just kind of walk off and then you spend your days drifting around lost. But what I actually ended up missing was almost nothing. And I don't say that to sound glib or cold. I say it because it kind of surprised me. What I didn't expect was there was a level of relief, a total sense of relief. There was no more Sunday night anxiety. Like, how many times do you think that when you got to go to the office on Monday and all you can think about on Sunday night when you're just trying to enjoy a little TV with your family, all you can think about, like, God, should I go check my email and clear the box? So there's no more checking email after hours on the Sunday nights anymore. And there's no more waking up on that Monday morning feeling more tired than I was when I went to bed on Friday. And no more carrying toxic energy from a manager or a teammate or a culture that wasn't mine in the first place. And here was the line that kind of landed really hard for me. I didn't lose my purpose when I left the rat race. I lost some pressure I was living with. That's what I lost. And the pressure to perform, to respond, to keep up, to prove myself constantly. And once that pressure lifted, I realized a lot of what I called purpose was actually just an obligation with good branding. The second surprise is that time feels completely different in retirement. When you're in the rat race, your time is tracked, measured, monitored, and frankly, it's limited and compressed and compacted. Even if nobody is literally clocking you in, it kind of feels like it. You're probably doing it to yourself. Your day belongs to someone else's priorities. Your calendar is a list of other people's needs. Your time is being used for someone else's purposes. But after I quit, time softened. It got a little bit squishy. That's the best word I have for it. My mornings stopped being a mad dash, rushing to get out the door, gulping coffee, burning my tongue, sitting in traffic, arriving already behind schedule. Instead, I could finally think without rushing to the next obligation. I could be present without feeling like I was failing at something else that was in the background and I couldn't keep track of. But let me make the changes real with a simple image of what it looks like today. A normal morning now, it might look like coffee first, a slow conversation, and then an hour or two later, I might have breakfast. In my case, I do a keto shake, coffee, grass-fed butter, 25 grams of protein, a little creatine, and that's my breakfast. And I'm not doing that to be fancy or flash or anything like that. It's because I can. Time isn't squeezing me because the day isn't already gone before it starts. And here's another thing that nobody tells you. When work leaves your life, your nervous system finally catches up. Your body actually feels safe enough to process the stress that it's been holding for years and decades. A certain kind of healing begins. It's not dramatic, it's not instant, but I can promise you it is real. And for me, time outdoors, nature, open water, that was more therapeutic than almost anything else I could do. I could literally feel the stress leave my body, and this happened really quick, like a storm draining out until the surface became calm again. The third surprise is one that makes a lot of people kind of emotional because it's true and it's kind of shocking. I was way more burned out than I realized. I honestly didn't know how exhausted I was until I wasn't exhausted anymore. Now think about that for a second. I didn't know how exhausted I was until it lifted off of me. The work machine, it normalizes fatigue. It convinces you that being drained and run down and tired all the time, it's just part of being an adult. That waking up tired is actually a normal thing. That needing a weekend to recover is also normal. And that Sunday dread is also normal, but a lot of it isn't normal adulthood. It's chronic survival mode. It's your system living in a constant state of pressure and adaptation. You're literally just survival instinct to kind of get through another week before the next weekend. I used to have many seasons where sleep didn't even fix any of this. I'd go to bed tired, I'd wake up tired, and over time, you just stop noticing how bad it is and how tired you are because it becomes kind of like your baseline. You just go, I'm walking around with what feels like a low-grade fever or lack of energy, just this constant drag, and you tell yourself all the time, well, it's just life, this is adulthood. But it's not, and here's a line worth replaying. If sleep doesn't fix it, it's not tired, it's overload. And stepping away from that didn't make me lazy, it made me human again. And it gave my mind and body the chance to stop bracing myself all the time for the next round of having to get my energy up. Okay, right around now, I want to ask you something because this is where the conversation gets real. What are you most afraid that you'll miss if you quit the rat race? Is it the structure, the loss of identity, the people, the paycheck? That's always a real one. Or is the fear of not knowing what it's going to be like next? Drop a comment with your honest answer. I read every one of these and your response may help many others in the community who are feeling exactly the same things and asking themselves the exact same question. The fourth surprise is one that sounds almost just too simple until you actually live it. Simple is enough. I used to think freedom looked big, expensive, lavish, impressive, like the retirement brochures and the influencer videos. Well, like freedom was something that you purchased after you won a game or something or the lottery. But freedom is nothing like that. Freedom is quiet mornings. It's unscheduled afternoons. It's a nap on a Wednesday afternoon without feeling guilty. It's going to bed at night without worrying about what I've got to do the next day. Freedom is having time that belongs to you. Being able to say, hey, today's mine, and I actually mean it when I say it. And here's another really important thing, and this is a truth that nobody likes talking about, and that's about what's enough. When you stop chasing more, what you already have finally feels like enough because it actually is. That's not settling. That's actually clarity. And the mind finally exiting the loop where it's always scanning for what's missing. And that's an important mindset to have. So here's the reframe that changed everything for me. Freedom isn't what you buy. It's what you stop selling. It's what you stop trading away, which are your mornings, your nervous system, your attention, your peace of mind, just to keep up with a game that you may not want to be playing anymore anyway. Now, those are the four truths, but here's the bonus that I promised you, because this is one that people feel in their bones, down to their core. The rat race isn't just about money. It's about identity. It's about who you think you are, about being needed, feeling useful, being impressive to others, being validated. And when you leave work, you don't just stop working, you stop performing, and you stop performing for other people. There's no more performance reviews, no more jumping through hoops, no more projects to do, no more politics, no more keeping your supervisor, your manager happy, or your clients happy, or the board happy, or the whole company culture happy. There's no more proving that you deserve to be in the room. And what you realize slowly and then quietly is how peaceful it is to no longer prove your worth. Quitting the rat race, it didn't shrink my life at all. In fact, it gave it back to me. My life is mine again, like fully mine, with total awareness and intention. And if you're still working, tired, and afraid to stop, I want you to hear this really clearly. There may be a better life waiting for you than you currently can imagine. Not a perfect life, nothing's perfect. And not a vacation life, but a real life. A life where your time and your nervous system belong to you again. And here's the part that might matter most in your retirement planning. Because yes, not gonna lie, money matters. Money, you've gotta have a certain amount. If simple enough, you can get there because it costs a lot less than you've been told. A lot of the you can't retire fear is really you can't retire with a lifestyle you think retirement requires, which again is living to other people's expectations. And that's a very different problem. And that's a problem that you can redesign and reconfigure. So before we wrap up, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss our weekly episodes. I've got more videos coming that will help you build a retirement that feels like actual true freedom, how to transition yourself emotionally, how to create structure without going back to the rat race, and how to design your first 90 days so that retirement doesn't feel weird or aimless and leave you depressed and feeling purposeless. If this video resonates with you, you're not alone. This channel is all about resilience, simplicity, and choosing freedom, maybe later than planned, but still right on time. And if you feel like giving back to the community, please leave another comment with your story. I get tons of stories. I'm always shocked at how much people share and how useful those comments are to other people in the comment section. Other people are gonna read it. They're gonna feel less alone too. So thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. And if you like this one, YouTube thinks you're gonna like these as well.